Kabukiman Sanjo. This is Disenfranchised Podcast, that podcast all about those franchises of one, those films that fancy themselves full-fledged franchises before falling flat on their face after the first film. I'm your host, Stephen Foxworthy, and joining me, as always, a man as American as apple pie, it's Tucker. Hey, Tucker.
Hello, Stephen.
How we doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good. I really enjoyed our little walk down memory lane there on the pre-record there before we started recording. That's put me in I was in a pretty decent mood before. But put me in I'm not a guy for nostalgia, but every once in a while I like to dip back and talk about old stuff. And
I was gonna say we had a 20-minute shoot the shit sesh, and it was all about times gone by.
Yes.
In that great city of Indianapolis.
Yes, indeed.
Where you now reside once again.
Yes, indeed.
All right. How's it treating
everybody
you,
that drives? I hate that everybody here drives. They're the worst. The worst drivers ever.
I don't know. Have you driven around Chicagoland recently? Because a bunch of shitty drivers up here too.
Yeah. Well, I think the last time I was in Chicago was when I moved from North Dakota to New Hampshire, so about 3-4 years ago. I told Google Maps not to take me through Chicago. I even routed it myself so that it wouldn't take me through Chicago. But Google Maps does this thing that it decides, this is probably a better route, and it gives you a little bit of timer that ticks away. It's like, hey,
not much.
We're going to take this route instead, right? And if you don't look, I don't have my eyes glued to the phone while I'm driving because I'm driving. So if you're not paying heavy attention to it, you don't notice it, and it just reroutes you. And I remember when I realized I was in fucking Chicago, I was so mad. I was like, well, here I am. I don't know how I got here, but here I fucking am. The one place I don't want to drive through. I don't want to be on the loop. I never want to be on the loop. Never.
No one wants. Even people on the loop don't want to be on the loop.
I don't even like to think about it, man.
The loop is death. Loop is death.
All that good mood I was in, it's going away because I'm talking about the loop. But I'll tell you, the drivers are so bad. They usually
How bad are they?
Well, let me tell you. Every place has its own kind of bad driver that sticks out.
Mm-hmm.
Like in New Hampshire, it was people just love to pull out in front of you, like no matter how dangerous it was, they just whip right out in front of you like it was nobody's business.
I was going to say, you're close enough to New Hampshire. You're close enough to the massholes, too. You probably had to contend with a lot of them.
Yeah, I try not to remember my times driving in the tunnels in Boston because...
God, I hated driving in Boston so much.
It is not... Walking in Boston is so much better. So much better. But see, here in Indiana, well, in Indianapolis at least... and in Shelbyville, I was in Shelbyville 2 days last week, and everybody here, they just do all of the things. Mm-hmm. But the two things that they're the worst at that I fucking hate and I can't stand is number one, tailgating. Get off my ass.
Oh yeah.
I am never going to go under the speed limit unless someone's tailgating you. Unless the person in front of me is going under the speed limit. And then I leave a healthy 2-car length space between me and that person. And that's the only time you're going to find me driving under the speed limit is when I have to. Of course, I don't drive any more than 2 or 3 miles over the speed limit at any time.
Sure.
But people are just all up on my ass all the time. People have no sense of what the speed limit is. I go down Bluff quite a bit. I go basically from West Street to what's that called? Southport Road.
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course.
Almost, daily, pretty much daily.
Southport and Bluff. I know it well. Those my old stomping grounds right around there.
And so the speed limit there, most of the way, is 45. Mm-hmm. Now, when you're turning on from West Street, it's 35, and then it's 40, then eventually it's 45 for the rest of the way. Why is it when I'm driving back to Indianapolis on Bluff, when it's 45, people want to go 35?
Right.
But then when it's 35, the motherfuckers are going 45.
Uh-huh.
Same people.
Oh, why not?
Why?
You ain't even got to tell me.
Why? And the thing that has really annoyed me, because I don't experience this in most places, is that nobody's paying attention at the lights. I have honked my horn at the person in front of me when the light has changed green more in the last 2 months than I have in my entire life combined.
Yeah, I believe
Motherfuckers just sitting there, and I see them. I see them when I'm going the other directions. People sitting at the light like this.
Yep.
On their fucking phone.
Mm-hmm.
Watch the light, man, because you know what? I've been at lights where we probably could have gotten 10, 15 cars through, and like only 3 cars got through because nobody's fucking paying attention.
Nope. Why start
and
now,
it's
Tucker?
infuriating. I have more. Well, I wouldn't call it road rage because I don't get like physically angry. I don't yell or anything, but I'm very upset inside.
Yes,
it's so intense.
Your spirit is troubled.
It's so intense here, so much more than anywhere else, because everybody here is the shittiest driver. Nobody comes to a complete stop at a stop sign. People get mad at me. People get irate at me for coming to a complete stop at a stop sign. And I don't even stop for that long if it's clear. What I do is I get my brakes, and as soon as I am at a complete stop, I count real fast, 1, 2, 3, and then I go. It's just that quick.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody just rolls through that motherfucker. I sit out here on my sister's front porch almost every night and watch people just roll through.
Oh yeah, California. We always called them California stops. I would always come to a full and complete stop at a stop sign, but I can't trust that anyone else is going to do that.
Nope, and that nobody even thinks that they're supposed to. So much so that while a person is coming to a rolling stop. If I stop completely and I don't start going quick enough for them, they'll just keep going. 100%. The law of the stop sign is the first person who comes to a complete stop is the first person to go.
Correct.
That's how that works. And so I come to a complete stop, and right when I'm getting ready to go, the other motherfucker just doesn't have enough patience to wait for me to go. They just, when I'm like, oh,
I will tell you,
kind of thought I was first there.
If you think Indianapolis drivers are impatient, I've seen drivers in Chicago start laying on the horn as soon as like the millisecond a light turns green.
Good.
Like I'll be sitting there and I will register that the light has turned green, and behind me 5 people are honking, and I'm like, oh bitches, now you're wanting me to slow roll through this green light.
You know, they say that the shortest distance between two things is the amount of time after a light turns green in Chicago before someone honks their horn at you.
That's it.
It is the shortest distance between any two things.
You are not incorrect.
I love it. Fantastic. Pay attention. Get going. Get the fuck out of here. I got places to be safely.
Fuck that. But yeah. So, but that is not why we called you here today, dear listener.
In this movie, though, there's car chases.
There's car chases. We get like a clown on top of a car. We get a guy like falling into a windshield. Like we get the car flip in every Troma film that exists in this movie. For the first time ever. That's right, dear friends. We are talking because of the Toxic Avenger coming out. I think it's next weekend. We are talking about the 1990 Troma film, Sergeant Kabukiman N.Y.P.D., written by Lloyd Kaufman, Andrew Osborne, and Jeffrey W. Sass, directed by Kaufman and Michael Herz, starring Rick Gianassi, Susan Bune, Bill Whedon, Thomas Krunkovic, Larry Robinson, Pamela Ulster, Brick Bronsky, the best name of anyone ever. What a cast. Tucker, dare I say it? I'm going to say it. Tucker, I'm going to say it.
Go ahead.
What a picture.
Sure. Yeah, you can. I mean, go ahead. Yeah, I'm really glad that you're a big fan of this. I'm really
I wouldn't
glad.
I wouldn't say I'm a big fan of it, but I would be lying if I told you I didn't have a good time.
Well, can I ask? This is something that has always bothered me. How in the fuck Is this movie
Yeah.
rated PG-13?
Well, there's two cuts of the film, Tucker. I think you may have seen the R-rated cut because I'm pretty sure that's the cut I saw. Because the cut I saw had titties everywhere
And lots of violence.
and lots of violence.
And sometimes they were combined because, as we all know and agree upon, rape is hilarious.
It was
Fucking
if the
hilarious.
80s taught us anything, it's that. Yeah, God.
Much to be derived from sexual assault. That's what it taught us.
John Hughes has a lot to answer for. Is all I will say on that topic.
Creepiness right there. Yeah.
Right, but I mean the humorization of sexual assault definitely. I mean, John Hughes popularized that in a way that is troubling in the 80s, honestly. And this is, I mean, they say the early 90s are really just a response to the things that were happening in the late 80s, and that's 100. I mean, you've got the kind of Asian exploitation shit that was going on with stuff like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Kamen Rider, Power Rangers were all the rage around this time. So it makes sense that we would take this very Asian idea and make it, very incredibly westernized to the point of racism. I'm really glad Brett's not on this episode. He would be so pissed off that I made him watch this movie.
I told him he was lucky he didn't have to watch it.
I mean, fair. And like all of this
old bullshit.
It is definitely on some old bullshit. But there were two cuts of this movie. Like hers wanted to make it like more like PG-13, more appealing to teenagers. Kaufman wanted a typical Troma movie with hyper violence and tits and ass. And they each got their own cut of the movie, basically.
Well, and even the R-rated cut, though a far cry from a PG-13, still pretty tame for a Troma movie. Still pretty tame for a Troma movie.
Right. And I mean, this is of the Troma movies I've seen, which are two. This is easily the best looking of them. I will say that for sure.
What's the other one?
Sure. Chillers. I don't know if we discussed this on mic last week.
No, you told me you had seen that. Yeah, I saw that too. It sucked.
My partner owns Chillers. Look, Chillers, in fact, does suck. It is worse than this. But I will say for Chillers, if you can imagine, I had so much fun with Chillers. I'm like, this sucks. This is awful. I hate this, but I'm having such a good time. And I feel like I need to see some more Troma movies. Like, I need to watch the Toxic Avenger films.
Yeah, probably.
Particularly before this new one comes out. I want to, engage with that franchise. And they're all available on streaming, on Tubi at least.
I will warn you, Steven, they are exhausting.
I'm sure. The fourth one has our boy Sergeant Kabukiman in it. So
even as a teenager, when I had more endurance for this kind of shit, when I was actually kind of into this kind of shit, I still was.
We'll get into that here in a second. Yeah,
this is just so much.
Yeah,
so much, so much. Now the difference I would say between Chiller and this is that, Chiller is kind of bad in a good way. You can have a good time with it and have fun with it. But I think that this film, generally, my big problem with it is everything is so mean-spirited.
Yeah.
The humor is mean-spirited. The violence is mean-spirited. And even though it looks really fake, it's still just upsetting. Mm-hmm. This movie starts, first scene, child murder.
Right. Yeah, and one of those is Kaufman's either daughter or granddaughter. Cool. Like Kaufman's entire fucking family's in this movie. Like the wine mom at the birthday party related to Kaufman. Patricia Kaufman is that person's name, which I'm assuming is wife. But insane. Like absolutely,
Wow. I was telling my mother about the film that I watched for this podcast. I was telling her today. And I told her, I said, well, you know Lloyd Kaufman. You've seen Lloyd Kaufman. Lloyd Kaufman's in one of your favorite movies of all time. Because Lloyd Kaufman is in Rocky.
Oh, yes.
Because of Death Race 2000.
Because of Death Race, yes.
Yeah.
It's wild when I think back on like those kind of like, because Kaufman is of a certain school of like, and it's like him, Stan Lee, and why did I just forget his name? Roger Corman.
Mm-hmm.
Like all three of those guys are of the same school. And like they're just and for Kaufman's the last of the breed, really, because both Lee and Lee and Corman, both R.I.P., no longer with us, but they are kind of the pitchman face of the brand in a way that like very few and it's that kind of acerbic out in front, shoving the stuff in your face kind of pitchman style that all like
William
three of them
Castle
had.
Even
Castle too, yes.
Yeah.
Like all of them are of that kind of school. And Kaufman is the last of the great brand pitchmen, honestly.
Yep.
And he's still around, he's still kicking, he's still doing conventions, and like he's still on his bullshit.
Movies. Still directing.
Yeah.
Still co-writing, still producing.
He's still the face of Troma. And Troma's still fucking doing their shit too. Like it like and I mean I've never been a big Troma guy. Like I've not really gotten into like the kind of low cinema thing that they do. And I will say neither of the movies that I've seen the Troma films that I've seen are movies that I would call good movies. But there's a part of me that enjoyed various aspects of those films. And I'm sure we'll get into the Kabukiman of it all at some point here. But yeah.
I don't enjoy any Troma film that I've seen. I don't like any of their movies that I've seen. I think they're utter trash. But having said that, I do respect the hell out of the brand, and I respect the hell out of Lloyd Kaufman because he knows his audience.
Yeah.
And he knows, like Corman did, like Stan Lee did, like William Castle did, he knows how to shove that shit in their face. He knows how to get it out there to the right people.
Absolutely. Right.
Like brilliant businessman. Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean,
even though I don't like it, like it's not my kind of shit. It never really has been. There was a time where I had a little more tolerance for it, but now I've just outgrown all of that shit, really.
Which
but
honestly,
I still just tons of respect.
So let's. I've kind of my history with Troma started just a few years ago during a Halloween marathon. My partner was like, "Let's watch Chillers. It's not good, but I kind of want you to see it." So we've got like this commonality in this, and legitimately the thing I remember most about Chillers is the end sequence where the kid wakes up and goes, "Now that's scary." I cackled like a mad king when that little kid sat up in his bed. I was dying. I thought it was the funniest little stinger on that dumb movie, but I had a good time with it. It's like it's an anthology, like a Creep Show or a Twilight Zone, like that kind of a thing. But what is your history with Troma as a brand? Which of the films have you seen? You've just said you've not enjoyed any of them, so we kind of know how you feel about them, but kind of what's your history with it?
So I unintentionally discovered Troma through their foreign film distribution spin-off that they had in the 80s and 90s.
Right. They were doing that shit before Tarantino was doing that shit.
That's true. And before Disney bought the exclusive rights, they were the ones distributing the Studio Ghibli movies in the United States.
That's right.
If you can ever get your hands on the Troma dub of Totoro, please do it, because the voices, the acting is fine. Like, it's not shitty Troma acting. It's actual acting. Like, but the sound effects, like the cat bus, I can't even explain to you what it sounds like in the Troma version, but it's so weird. Like, I actually have one of the things that I don't do torrents. I don't go to the Pirate Bay very often unless like it's something I purchased on physical media that got damaged or lost or something, or some other reason that seems morally right and legal. I used to have Totoro on cassette tape when I was a kid, the Troma dub. And I did go back a couple years ago and I found that Troma dub on the Pirate Bay, and I have it. That's if you have access to my digital film library that's on my Google Drive, that's the version of Totoro that's on there. And Please check that out. Please.
Okay.
Please.
That sounds like fun, honestly. If we ever do another What Are We Watching, I'll tell you about my first time watching Spirited Away not too long ago.
Noise. So, yeah, I knew about some of the Ghibli movies when I was younger. And then, of course, if anybody who is familiar with this podcast or familiar with me knows that I started out as a really big horror fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was the genesis of my cinema journey. Has its roots in horror. Very, very deeply in horror. It's not. I still like horror, but my tastes are a lot more diverse now. My film tastes have come to match my musical tastes, which are just pretty open. Like whatever's good, Yeah. I like whatever's good. I don't really care what genre it is.
100%.
So starting out as a horror fan, of course, Troma was on my radar, and the first film of theirs. Because you used to just have to buy shit blind back in the day. You couldn't stream it first and then be like, oh, I like this. I want to buy the Blu-ray of this or the 4K or whatever. No, just like records, you just had to buy them blind and hope to fuck that you spent your money well. And I bought a VHS of, this was not a Troma film, but Troma distributed it at the time, of Blood-Sucking Freaks.
Mm.
And that's probably the most sadistic and mean-spirited movie I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God.
I watched it halfway through once, and then I threw it away.
Oh shit.
Again, not a Troma production. It was just a film that they had the rights to because, I mean, it did fit their brand.
Sure.
And then
sure.
Later, I kind of gave up on buying Troma films, so I would watch them with friends who had them. So I had seen the Toxic Avenger, which I see the potential there. I like the idea of it, and I like the story, but just like this film, it's just too much, and like everything that they try to do, they do badly. Like everything's just bad, and like not even in a good way. And then I saw this one probably around 1999. I've seen Class of Nukem High, which I didn't. I guess that's the one that I don't entirely hate, but I still hate it a bit.
Sure.
If, like, gun to my head, Troma movie, and I have to watch one, it'd probably be Class of Nukem High.
Okay. James gun to your head?
Yes. And I saw, there was another one. Fuck. Oh, speaking of James Gunn, I saw Romeo and Juliet.
Okay, which he wrote.
Yes. And
it's like an early screenplay for him. In fact, his first screenplay. I'm looking at his filmography right now, and he was a big Troma guy in the day. Like he got his start, like just like Joe Dante and Steven Spielberg and Martin Scorsese and all those guys got their start with the Corman camp. Like Gunn got his start with the Troma camp. Coppola as well. Yes.
Yes, indeed. And he's still Lloyd Kaufman still shows up in most James Gunn movies.
True.
Now, technically, he's not in Superman, but Lloyd Kaufman says he's in Superman.
There's a lot of crowds social media. In that movie.
He says, "I am totally in it. These are pictures of me getting in costume on set. Like I am in Superman."
Yeah,
but it's not on the IMDb. It's not in the credits. Anything.
Right. So, I mean, and Gunn has said yet a lot of the people he regularly collaborates with were just like in crowd scenes, like the band that performs the season 2 theme for Peacemaker that's getting ready to come out later this month. Like that guy's in the crowd somewhere, but like, it's kind of one of those, like, yeah, they're in the movie. Like if you squint and pause at the right point, you can see them. And I'm sure now that it's actually like available digitally, I'm sure people are going to be like pausing and going frame by frame to see where Lloyd Kaufman is in Superman.
Find Lloyd Kaufman. Speaking of watching Superman, apparently, if I want to fully enjoy and understand Peacemaker Season 2, I have to watch motherfucking Superman. Which means, because you best believe I'm not renting it for $25.
No.
Which means I'm not going to be able to watch Peacemaker Season 2 until after Superman either comes down to a $5 rental or begins streaming on HBO Max.
Right.
Whichever one comes first, or if they both happen on the same day. And that is infuriating because Peacemaker season 2 is, I've been waiting for that for a while. I've been very excited about it. And I know that I'm not going to be able to go on the internet until I watch it because the spoilers are going to be ridiculous. I'm sure of it.
Right.
And that's going to be a pain in the ass.
And I won't know until I watch the first episode. And I want to rewatch the first season, but it's one of those things. My partner hates superhero shit, so I kind of have to do it when she's asleep. Which means I have to stay up late. Or get up early, and I'm not doing that. I think it's a lot of some of the characters appear that are in. I don't know that the story is a continuation of Superman so much as I think a lot of the characters, like the Justice League characters, I think are going to appear in Peacemaker. It officially
takes place 2 months after Superman.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm hoping that they do the reasonable thing and they don't retcon anything. Because Peacemaker's dad's little door that takes him to different dimensions and universes and stuff, please use that. Don't retcon stuff. Don't do it. I really loved The Flash and Aquaman being at the end of the first season. I thought that was great.
I think that is the only scene that he is retconning, honestly.
Fuck me!
I think that is literally the only scene that they are retconning, from my understanding.
No, you have an opportunity. Why? You don't have to. You don't have to retcon it. You don't have to.
He's apparently, and this is just what I've heard him say, anything that appears in the previously on Peacemaker segments at the beginning of the episodes from the first season, that's canon. And the rest of it is fungible.
Oh, so you're saying that it would be easy for me... Sorry, hot flash, Steven.
I was going to say, Tucker is stripping on camera, which, to be clear, I am not into.
Tan? Look at that. That's like a great farmer's tan right there.
That's more of you than I really wanted to see.
And then white. Anyway, so you're saying that they don't explicitly say it didn't happen.
Correct.
But I can live with that. Okay. I can live with it. It's just like Halloween H2O. Like, they don't explicitly say that 4, 5, and 6 didn't happen. And you could headcanon it into that timeline. But officially, it's a sequel to 2.
Right.
Officially, yes.
We're both doing that finger next to the nose winky face thing. But yeah. So that is my understanding of what it is. And I think we're going to see, again, like Nathan Fillion's character... we're gonna see Sean Gunn's like third DCU character or fourth DCU character, Maxwell Lord, because he can't make anything without his brother in it. So yeah.
For good or for ill, sometimes I really like Sean Gunn in stuff, and sometimes I'm like, you could have gotten someone else and it would have been much better.
Yeah. Sean Gunn, the Clint Howard of James Gunn's oeuvre.
I love Clint Howard though.
You do love Clint Howard.
Future
episode of this podcast, The Ice Cream Man.
So Ron Howard and Clint Howard co-wrote a book called The Boys. And it is about their life, about their parents and their family and their life as kids in Hollywood and as child actors. And it's a really good read. And I read the physical copy because I own the physical copy. Because even if I buy the audiobook of an autobiography, I have to buy the physical copy because I like the pictures they put in the middle. I want to see the pictures.
Sure.
So I also have the audiobook, and I was thinking about how much I liked that book the other day, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start that audiobook. I haven't listened to the audiobook. And it's just both of them reading their own parts. And I love them both so much, and they both just, they're just such good people. Like, they're kind people who are just nice. I like those kind of people. They're like Mr. Rogers or Weird Al, where like you can't find anything wrong with them. They're just good dudes.
Yeah.
Just good dudes. Those Howard boys, I tell you, there's some good dudes. Good dudes.
I'm not a big fan of most of Ron's movies, but I'm sure he's a good dude.
He's a solid dude.
He is a competent filmmaker, but
and
he is
a fantastic narrator.
He is a great narrator.
He really is.
On the next, Arrested Development.
Oh, shit, Steven. You don't even know how cool Ron Howard is because you still haven't watched the motherfucking studio, Steven. And it's your show. It's a show. They made that show for you, Steven. Much like Schmigadoon, they made it for you. Specifically for you, Steven. and you're just sleeping on it. Like,
I'm paying for an
apps.
Apple TV Plus subscription, and I have not logged into that app because I hate logging into any Apple app whatsoever. Because every time I log in, they make me change my password again, and then I've got to like go through like 10 different passwords that I've already used that I can't use again.
I understand that. I feel that pain because I did that to me for about 2 years. And then all of a sudden they were like, oh, no, you can use passwords you've used before. That's fine. Oh, and we're going to stop asking you for it every time too. I think what it was is when I got back into when I got my MacBook, when I got back into the ecosystem, they were like, okay, we don't have to punish him anymore.
Yeah, assholes. See, I refuse.
Well, I'm telling you, Steven, the studio is worth changing your password again for.
Okay.
Because just for you, Steven, they made it just for you.
It does sound 100% like my shit.
I'm surprised it doesn't say for Steven at the beginning of every episode.
And I do want to finish Severance. I want to get caught up on Severance.
Oh, yeah, please do.
I enjoyed what I watched of that show as well.
I was listening to Amy Poehler's podcast today, and her guest was Adam Scott.
I was going to say, again? I feel like she has Adam Scott on all the fucking time.
This is the first time.
Is it? I've seen a ton of clips on social media of him on her podcast, so they may have recorded it before and released some shit in preparation. But
she only started her podcast this year. She only had a handful of guests.
I'm just saying, I've seen her talking to Adam Scott on her podcast before. That's all I'm saying.
It's called Good Hang, and I recommend it to anybody because it's really, really fun, and the guests are really cool.
They have video clips on TikTok. You'd know that if you were on TikTok.
And she does this rad thing where, like, before she starts talking to her guest, she talks to people that her and her guest both know. Mm-hmm. And they talk about that person, and then she gets those people to give her questions to ask the guest. And so before she spoke to Adam Scott today, she briefly spoke to Nick Offerman. And I do love that dude. Fun. They were talking about, they said he could grow his mustache in 45 minutes just by sheer will.
That sounds like Nick Offerman. Yeah. Tucker, don't think I haven't noticed how you are veering the conversation ever so casually away from Sergeant Kabukiman N.Y.P.D.
I'm just taking it where it's naturally going. I don't have a problem talking with Sergeant Kabukiman N.Y.P.D. because I do have a lot of things to say about it, mostly negative. Right. Respectfully negative, though, because I say, as much as I hate these fucking movies, I respect the shit out of them.
I get where they're coming from on this. Again, they're kind of responding to a lot of the shit that is in the zeitgeist. Apparently, the idea came when Kaufman was filming Toxic Avenger 2 in Japan. And there's apparently a joke in that movie about Kabuki Boy being in the next Toxic Avenger movie because of Japanese investors. And so he actually did, for this movie, get Japanese investors, leading to him having a budget for the first time ever.
Namco co-produced this movie. Namco is a Japanese video game company. Namco invented Pac-Man. Like, Namco is old school fucking Japanese video game company. Yeah, I'm really surprised
Namco Limited, Gaga Communications, and Troma Entertainment are the three.
I'm surprised we didn't get any product placement, video games and stuff.
I'm kind of surprised we didn't get a Sergeant Kabukiman or Toxic Avenger video game, frankly.
There is a Toxic Crusaders video game coming out soon, and Sergeant Kabukiman is one of the playable characters.
Toxic Crusaders is probably my first exposure as a kid to the Troma brand.
Well, that's where we both forgot to start. We both forgot to start there, didn't we?
Yeah. We sure did. And honestly, my parents would not let me watch the cartoon, but I caught an episode at like a friend's house when I was like doing a sleepover. I did catch an episode of it, and I was like, this is weird in a fun way. And I was like, and someone was like, oh yeah, it's based on a movie, but you're not allowed to watch the movie because the movie is rated R. And I was like, oh man, it's rated
X. Toxic Avenger is rated X.
Steve. Oh, well then there you go. See, and I, again, haven't seen it. I will soon, I'm sure.
Oh boy, I can't wait. I love that for you.
I'm old enough to actually watch rated X movies now, Tucker. So I can't.
Nice. Well, Sergeant Kabukiman N.Y.P.D. was originally they originally kind of threw around the idea of making it a kids animated show, and then even after the film, they tried to get a Toxic Crusaders type show off the ground with Sergeant
Yeah.
Kabuki Man, which would
Yeah,
make sense.
I saw the like opening sequence of it, or like a kind of it's on YouTube. I'll try to link it in the show notes for this episode.
Oh, is it like a rough cut, like some proof of concept kind of reel sort of
Very
thing?
much. It's got like Captain Gung Ho. They're all like very like stereotypically Asian inspired, but Captain Gung Ho looks a lot like Hulk Hogan, like
nice.
suspiciously like Hulk Hogan. There's a like a guy that looks like a sumo wrestler. Like it's weird as shit. As you would expect from a cartoon based on Sergeant Kabukiman, and his like he's got like a Shazam-esque phrase when he transforms. It's like, let the sushi hit the fan, and call forth Sergeant Kabuki Man or something like that. Really, really fucking weird. It's super bizarre. It's like a 2.5, 3 minute like concept. That's got like how he transformed the different characters that would be kind of with him. But yes, they absolutely. And Sergeant Kabukiman is one of those characters that they would use over and over. Like lots of different actors played Sergeant Kabukiman over the years. Like I don't think this actor plays him again, except for in an episode of something called Troma's Edge TV.
He
on
plays
something
him
called
in
Grace episode.
Citizen Toxie. He's in Citizen Toxie. It's the same actor.
Oh, is the same actor? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I didn't realize that. But yeah, I mean, he doesn't have an IMDb page. He barely has like or he doesn't have a Wikipedia page. He barely has an IMDb page. Like this actor, he does not have a photo on IMDb. That's kind of how vague this actor is. He's not in Citizen Toxie, actually. It's a different actor. The character appears, but not like this actor does not play. His next role after Sergeant Kabukiman is an episode of Star Trek Voyager in 96. He's in something called Fatal Frames, also in 96. He does episodes of Carolyn in the City, Hang Time, Felicity, Days of Our Lives, and then he appears in a 2000 episode of Troma's Edge TV, which is his only other appearance as Sergeant Kabukiman N.Y.P.D.
Well, I must have been in a different timeline last night when I looked that up and confirmed it for myself.
Yeah,
that happens all the time.
You do tend to jump timelines quite a bit. The character itself, like it became kind of the second mascot of Troma after Toxie, but he never got a sequel. Like there were a couple of sequels that they kind of kicked around, even within the past within the past 25 years, they've kicked a couple of sequel ideas around, but nothing ever got off the ground. There was Sergeant Kabukiman LAPD, which would have, I'm sure, been the Crocodile Dundee Goes to Los Angeles of the Sergeant Kabukiman series. And then you've got, what was the other one? Sergeant Kabukiman and the Lesbians of Bone Jack High, which I'm sure would have been incredibly sensitive. But like that, they started production on that in 2006 and it never got off the ground. So this is like perfect for this pod. It's the perfect kind of movie for us to cover, despite the fact that it's a Troma movie that we don't really want to cover.
But I will tell you this, Kabuki Man has remained a strong mascot for Troma because instead of having another sequel or a complete franchise, he shows up in other Troma films.
Yep.
If there's any promotional material, they had a web series back in the day and he was the host of it.
Yeah, he's hosted a talk show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is the mascot of Troma in a different way.
Yes.
Than Toxie is, I would say.
Right.
And just as like on the same level, just in a different way.
In a different capacity. Like Toxie is the one that everyone, I guess, knows, but Sergeant Kabukiman is kind of like the one that the diehards kind of recognize and respects.
Yeah. Agreed.
So, yeah. And he's even crossed over with something called Mummy Cop, which is apparently a show / movie about a cop who's also a mummy, which was apparently heavily inspired by Sergeant Kabukiman. I know. Seems hard to believe.
That's wild. That is wild, Steven.
That is wild stuff. Yeah, because the first scene of this movie, child murder. The second scene of this movie, sex. Like it is,
Death,
like it's a
graphic death.
a couple just it's a couple just in bed and they're just like not 2 minutes into this movie we're getting tits and I'm just like what I mean this is apparently this is a Troma film. Apparently this is what I've signed up for. And then they get murdered. And we get the you can kill me but you can't kill the power of Kabukiman, and I'm like I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but this is fucking bizarre as hell.
So this is a good time to mention what's the most frustrating thing about Troma films, and this is a perfect example of it. So the setup to this gag is perfect. Those two assholes doing coke on their car.
Yes.
And the lady like smashes onto one of them, and at the end they get barfed on or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just so poorly executed, as is everything Troma does. And some people find that endearing, which I get.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's just incompetent. Like, nothing in this movie is funny. There are parts of this movie that are almost funny, but then they fuck it up because they don't get it, or they're too lazy, or they don't fucking care. I don't know. Like, what was with the fucking cartoon sound effects? Even as silly as this movie is.
And it is, to be clear, it is a comedy. Like, by design, it is a comedy. Whether or not you find it funny that's between you and whatever God you serve.
Don't say you and your God, jeez.
Right. Like, but it's very, it is a comedy, but yeah, you're right. The sound effects are very cartoony in a way that I think even Joe Dante is able to like restrain himself in like a Looney Tunes movie from using the sound effects that are that cartoony.
Yes, it's ridiculous.
Like when he comes crashing through the window later, and like it's like a window crash, and then he hits the ground, and it's a burring sound effect. Like that's not the sound a body makes when it hits the floor. Bodies don't burn when they hit the floor. Like
I never want to see a movie with boobs and excessive gore that also features the sound effect of a slide whistle.
Yes, we do get slide whistle here.
Never. I never.
Another time we hear the boyoyoing sound effect is when his coworker tells him, invites him to go jogging and tells him she'll be wearing her new spandex shorts, and then we hear that boyoing as he like his eye, like we get a close up on his eyes getting really wide.
Yeah, it's his coworker, the one that was hilariously raped.
She would become hilariously raped later in the film.
Yes. And then unceremoniously murdered for just really no reason. Just to be mean-spirited.
Really, one of my favorite lines in the movie, because it is ridiculously stupid, is the doctors are all arguing. The nurses think she's just killed this woman, and the doctor is standing next to her screaming, she just had a headache, and now she's dead. And I'm like, sir, that is not what she was here for. No. I was just like, that line is so hilariously stupid that I could not help myself. Again, it's that kind of little shit that I find so entertaining about these movies, because it is so incongruous, because it's clear that they're just like, I don't know, riff, and then they'll just put like what they think the funniest shit is in there, and it boggles my mind, and that mind boggling. I would hate it in any other movie, but for some reason in this, I find it hilarious. I don't know why.
All of the jokes are first take improvs by people who are not funny.
And not improvers.
Who are not fucking funny. Yeah, no. They left in chapsticks. Did you catch that? Instead of chopsticks, when that guy in the crowd who's apparently, that's got to be a cameo by somebody, because they featured him way too much for it not to be.
The dude in the suit, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, the guys, he's throwing chapsticks. Hey, come on.
Okay, it could also be that dude trying to do his best.
Nope, I can tell. Nope, it was genuine. He was really that dumb. He really said that. You can tell. You can tell. You can tell. You can tell. Now I'll tell you, there is one part of this movie that I actually genuinely enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because it's good. It's because it speaks to me individually so much on accident. they're trying to make the joke that guys are usually all over girls and they're always like, no, stop touching me. And it's
Right.
the really big henchman guy and the girls all over him. And
Yes.
he says, and I quote, "Can't you be around me without touching me?"
Right.
And I feel that. I feel that deep in my soul because I'm someone, unless you are a designated person, please do not touch me. Please never fucking touch me. Ever, for any reason, if you can help it. Please. And I felt that because I know what it's like to just be like, can you just fucking not? Like, ever touch me, please?
Right.
Please? Like, I felt that. Like, I had a moment, I had to pause it and be like, I feel seen.
Well, and all of that is in service of the immediate follow-up gag where Sergeant Kabukiman comes over and taps him on the shoulder and he goes, "I told you to stop touching me." And then Sergeant Kabukiman just comes strolling casually amid all of these henchmen, none of whom are really reacting to him other than going, "Oh, hey, is that Sergeant Kabukiman?" Like, it's just...
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
But I felt truly seen then. I also thought that the action was pretty impressive, that they got it to look as good as they did. And some of it you could tell, like when that big long part where Kabukiman's on the hood and the shot is of the windshield from inside. But you can tell that they're shooting it at an upward angle so they don't have to show things going by, so they can kind of fake that. But that's still impressive. Right. All of the stunts and all of the practical effects in this movie are really, really good for what they spent on it. Like,
I was gonna say, yes.
Like,
you can tell this
wow.
is a budget. Like, I think he gets like 1.5 million or something like that from the Japanese investors. He's able to cobble together basically a total with that money from the Japanese investors, like 4 million. So this is the only Troma film with a budget, really.
I'd say that's probably still the highest budget of any fucking Troma movie. Probably still.
I don't know. I think this new Toxic Avenger movie probably has a higher budget.
But that's Troma is a producer of that film. It's not a Troma film.
Sure.
It is a remake by a different company and Troma is involved, but it's not this new Toxic Avenger is not a Troma movie, not in the traditional sense, in the way that we know it.
Sure. And apparently that movie premiered in 2023 and we're just now getting it. So,
well, it was going to be a tax write-off there for a while when everybody was getting rid of the movies they didn't want to fuck with.
Not everybody, just Warner Brothers.
This was one they got rid of, and luckily, just like The Day the Earth Blew Up, which is worth seeing if you're a fan of Looney Tunes, I saw it.
So it's really fucking good. It's so
really,
good.
really good.
It's in my top 10 movies of 2025 so far. It's that good.
Music, the music is perfect. Somebody did their homework. Somebody knows how to fucking write music for Looney Tunes.
Tucker, I'm gonna go so far as to say it is my favorite theatrically released Looney Tunes film. Yes, I like it even better than Joe Dante's Looney Tunes Back in Action, and I really like that movie.
I love the spirit of Back in Action, but I don't think it's a particularly good film.
I am inclined to agree,
but
however, I will say that Looney Tunes Back in Action had, prior to The Day the Earth Blew Up, been the best Looney Tunes film existed because it is better than both of the Space Jam films by a country mile.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? I agree.
I will say it again. I've said it before on this podcast. Space Jam fucking sucks. You only like it for nostalgia. But if you look at it objectively, it is a shitty movie.
I was disappointed at it when I was a kid. So I've always been with you on that, Steven. I agree with you. It is the best Looney Tunes film ever theatrically released that is not a collection of previously released shorts.
I don't consider those Looney Tunes films, but yes.
I mean, they were theatrically released, but
I
get
understand
what you're saying.
Right.
We understand each other.
We are on the same page.
Okay.
We are friends.
But I will say this. I think that Coyote versus Acme is going to top that because I'm so excited for this movie.
I hope you're right.
So excited for Coyote versus Acme. Come on, dude. A courtroom movie where the Coyote is suing Acme because all the shit doesn't work and kills him every time.
With Will Forte.
With Will Forte, you can't fuck that up. You can't.
You can.
No.
But I'm praying they don't.
Nope. I won't accept it. If they do fuck it up, I'll just pretend the movie never existed. I'll erase it from my memory and we'll never speak of it again.
Sounds good. I like this plan.
When's that coming out? Let's go see it together, Steven. Let's go see it.
I would love that.
Is it coming out theatrically or is it just having a stream?
Oh, it better come out theatrically. I'm looking it up on Wikipedia right now.
Okay.
It is a year from now. August 28th, 2026 is the scheduled release date. I'm not sure why, because I was under the impression that it was done, but maybe they need to touch some shit up. I don't know.
I mean, they've got a new distributor. They may want to, tweak it a bit.
I mean, listen to this cast, though. You've got Will Forte. You've got John Cena, which, no one's going to be able to see him, so I'm not sure why they keep casting that guy in movies.
I know. I don't know.
Lana Condor, who I'm not familiar with, but apparently she's been in movies before.
She's an actor, yes.
PJ Byrne, from my favorite, up until recently, my favorite Final Destination film. He's the guy that gets the Buddha crushes his head in Final Destination 5.
Okay, I only saw that one.
Tony Bell, Martha Kelly, and the great Luis Guzmán.
Yeah, dude. Remember when he was in The Salton Sea? Remember when we watched The Salton Sea a couple months ago and he was in that?
I do. I fucking love Luis Guzmán. I think he's that man great. Is amazing.
Carlito's Way, dude, come on.
Yes. Magnolia.
Yes.
Fucking Boogie Nights.
He's my favorite.
He's so good.
I love him so much.
That episode of Community that he's on.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
That's one of my favorite of his appearances because the whole season they're like, yes, God. Luis Guzmán graduated from here, and then he's just like there, and I'm just like, holy shit,
to follow through on it is the thing.
You really don't exactly.
You don't expect it.
And he's like the right level of famous where like most people, like a lot of people haven't heard of him, but you see him and you're like, oh, fuck that guy. Like he is one of the all-time great modern that guy actors. Fucking love Luis Guzmán.
He is great.
But he's the right amount of fame to make that joke pop. Like it's so fucking good. I love Luis Guzmán. Have loved Luis Guzmán for years. And in fact, I'm pretty sure when Brett and I were still doing the We Got 5 on It blog, which is the precursor to this fucking podcast. We did a top 5 that guy actors, and I think Luis Guzmán might have been my number one. He's on the list at least.
He is what you would traditionally call a that guy actor. I agree with you, but he has such a unique look that he could never fully be a that guy actor. Because he's too recognizable, so you're just like, oh, fuck. You might not know his name, but still, it's like,
but I think that is the defining characteristic of a that guy actor is you don't really know their name, and you're just like, oh, it's that guy from blah 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 blah, and you can name like 5 of his film credits, but you don't know his name.
The thing is, with the other that guy actors, sometimes I can get them mixed up. Like I know it's silly because it doesn't make any sense, but sometimes I get Joey Pants and Paul Giamatti mixed up.
That does not make any sense.
And I know who they are.
Never get those two mixed up. The only thing they have in common is that they're bald and they have Italian last names.
The thing for me that they have in common is they were in a lot of films around the same time, a lot of independent films in the late 90s around the same time. And I was watching a lot of, because by the late 90s, I moved on from just horror to mostly horror and getting into indie films. And so they were just in a lot of the same places at the same time, never really crossing paths, but that's why I get them mixed up. And I don't really get them mixed up so much as I get who played who and what movie mixed up. Like if I saw pictures of them, I could tell you which was which. But looking back, all those movies get mixed up, and I'm like, was that Paul Giamatti or Joey Pants? He had a mustache, and he was white. I think he had glasses. Well, shit, that doesn't narrow it down very well.
No, really doesn't. No. I mean, sometimes Joey Pants doesn't have a mustache, but a lot of times he does. And sometimes Paul Giamatti doesn't have a mustache, but a lot of times he does.
I'm going to go watch American Splendor now. We've been talking about Paul Giamatti for too long.
But yeah, no. Luis Guzmán, great. Looney Tunes, great. Sergeant Kabukiman N.Y.P.D, not great.
I have more notes. If you're looking for time to fill, Steven, I made so many notes.
I love that you made notes. No, this, I mean, look, despite, I like this movie in spite of itself and in spite of myself, quite frankly.
That's the
And
only way
again,
you could.
I will not rank this movie very highly. And I have a lot of issues with this movie. Like there's a lot of things that are done badly, but as a parody of a superhero film of this era, it works surprisingly well. Like this comes out the year after Batman. It comes out the same year as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. Like it's doing a lot of the shit that the superhero movies of this era were doing, and it's doing it. It's parodying them before anyone thought to parody them, which I find really innovative about what this is doing. Well, you couldn't mute your mic in time to cough?
No, I meant to. So when I cough, I hit my mute button on my mic.
Right.
And I pressed it, but I didn't press it hard enough, so the first cough got out. So I'm going to put the timestamp down, and even though I'm going to leave all the rest of this in,
okay, good.
I'm going to just cut out the cough. I'm not going to beep it. I'm just going to cut it off. So when we start talking about it, people are going to have no idea what the fuck we're talking about. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be riveting podcast.
And since you timestamped it, I might as well go ahead and just mention.
Fuck you. No, you bastard. I wasn't going to beep it, though. Now I have to beep stuff.
Just this. Just the thing I just said.
I do like being reminded of though. I do like that movie. Sometimes now I'll tell you about every third or fourth time I watch it, I'll kind of get sick of it about halfway through. But most of the time I'm down for it the whole. Sometimes I'll just watch it and I'm not as in the mood for it as I thought I was.
Sure. Makes sense.
Because there are plenty of times I'll watch it all the way through and I love it. But sometimes I get about halfway through and I'm like, maybe this wasn't what I wanted to watch tonight.
That makes sense.
By about the third time he spins the bishop, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we do this some other night. I don't know. Fuck. Fucking A.
Fucking A.
Fucking A.
Fucking A. But yeah. No, but there, and again, like the end sequence is the one for me that I'm like, you can tell they spent money on this shit.
Yeah. Looks good. Looks really fucking good, actually.
It like the transformation of Bill Whedon into the evil one, which apparently Bill Whedon says the only reason he was cast in this movie is because this is his first film role. He bears apparently a striking resemblance to Jack Valenti, who was the head of the MPAA at the time. And of course, as you might imagine, the MPAA had problems with Troma. So it's kind of like the casting of Michael Lerner in the Roland Emmerich Godzilla, because they wanted to cast a guy that looks like Roger Ebert so they can call him Mayor Ebert. Like it's the same kind of thing. Like there's some beef that needs to be like just doubled down on. And so we're going to cast an actor that looks a lot like the guy that pisses us off.
Yes, indeed.
Which I find very funny. But yeah, that whole ending sequence is, again, it's cheap and it's cheesy, but it for the movie this is, in a movie where we've seen like flying effects that are clearly just a guy on a roof dangling from like with like a board underneath him as flying and like rotating around with a camera following him. Like that end sequence looks really good.
It does, and I think the reason that the effects are so good in this with so little money compared to other films of the time is because it was so much money for Troma at the time. Like, the people working at Troma doing this shit, they were used to doing the best they could on a tiny budget. And, you know, that shit looks ridiculous, but on the lower budgeted ones, for the budget they had, it's kind of impressive. So you get guys that are that talented and you actually give them a little bit of money, it's going to look fucking fantastic because they're used to working with nothing. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. They're already doing it quick and dirty, and when you give them money and they get to take their time and do it like really well and use all of their talents, like fuck, it just opens up a whole new door. The final design of the evil one, I laughed so hard when I saw it because his hands are two heads that he makes make out immediately. The two heads are immediately making out. He's got like a Gorn from Star Trek kind of like head thing with the with like the like big teeth.
and like the reptilian eyes. And then he's got a fucking caterpillar cock sticking out of his open fly. And that's the thing that really just set me off. I was just like, that is absurdly hilarious to me. Like, that is the dumbest, funniest shit.
The thing I appreciated about that transformation is the transformation looked really, really good. Like, really good. And everything leading up to it did. And then the actual design and costume for the monster just looked really awful. And I thought that was kind of funny because, like, they put all that... They made it look so good for it to end up just looking so shitty. Yeah. And I don't know if that's brilliant or stupid, but
I think it's a little bit of both, honestly. I think it's a little bit of both.
I don't really like it, but I get it and I respect it.
It's brilliant in its stupidity, I think. It's so dumb, it's brilliant. It can
be like that. Sometimes it can be both, on purpose or by accident.
Just like the end of Glass Onion. Spoilers for Glass Onion. Miles Braun is an idiot. Such an idiot. He's brilliant. No, he's just an idiot. Like, God, no, it again, like, there's so much regressive shit in this movie, and there's so much of it that I don't like on principle, but it finds a way to make me like engage with it in a way that I enjoy, and I kind of love and hate it in equal measure for that.
I agree with that, Steven, but my take on it is slightly different. It's similar. No, I think this movie takes a big swing, and I respect it for that. It's got some good ideas. Execution outside of the effects and the stunts is always awful. But when it's over with, even though I hate this movie, when I watch it and it's over and the credits are rolling, I kind of feel like I accomplished something, and not in a bad way.
Right.
Like, I suffered, but not for nothing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I suffered for the few times that I could appreciate what was going on here.
Yes.
And as much as I hate this movie, I will say, unless I am forced to watch it again, I will never watch it again. But I'm glad I was forced to watch it again.
You're welcome.
I hated it even more this time than I did last time, but I also found more things to respect about it at the same time.
And to be clear,
deeply, deeply hating it.
I have been looking for an excuse to watch this movie just because I think the name is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life, and it made me laugh. Yeah. I also did
a title.
Yeah, I did a report. I did an essay, or a paper, I should say, because in college you call them papers. But I did a paper in college for my theater history course because I was a theater minor. I did a paper on Japanese kabuki and bunraku theater styles. And so, like, this movie does not represent kabuki well at all. What they call kabuki is dumb as shit and not in any way representative of kabuki as an art form. But no, it is the literal bare minimum understanding of Japanese culture. And in that way, it is very offensive, which again is why I am so glad Brett is not on this episode, because Brett is a fan of Japanese culture and he would have some things to say about this movie. I am sure this movie would make Brett viscerally angry. Okay. I am positive of that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Brett would fucking hate this movie. Like, it is such a good thing he is not on this episode.
I don't like.
Yeah, this movie would. Oh, he'd be no, not grumpy, furious Brett. Like,
it's even worse.
We would see the fury of Brett. In fact, he would probably get halfway through this movie and be like, "Fuck it, I'm not coming on this episode. This is shit."
I'm quitting the podcast forever.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll never come on even for guest spots. Fuck you guys. We and Brett would no longer be friends if we made him watch this movie.
Yep.
Which again, justifiable. Given the man's love and respect for the country and culture of Japan, no, Brett would not appreciate this movie at all. But again, completely justifiably, like, this movie has the barest understanding of Japanese culture, and the understanding it does have is executed in such an offensive way. Like all of his powers are just the most offensive kind of stuff. Like what are the chopsticks, sushi, um, like flaming paper parasols, like it.
And you
It's
see
all
this.
that kind of shit.
This is something, and this could have worked. This could have been
Hmm.
stereotypical and offensive, and it could have worked. But you have to make your main. You can't have the main character you have and do those things. Your main
Yes.
character basically has to be like a Bill and Ted or a Jay and Silent Bob type, where they're just so like they're idiots, so they're so innocent that you can't get mad at them for thinking
Yeah.
that, you know, Sergeant Kabuki Man with the chopstick. You have to the if you really want this movie to work, your main character has to be a lot more sympathetic, I feel like. And the main
100%.
character just sucks.
He
Just the
does.
worst. Everybody in this movie is just the fucking worst.
Everybody's
Everybody.
like, and every woman in this movie is just throwing themselves at this guy, and I'm like, really, this guy? Like this guy?
I mean, he's an Indiana 5, dude.
Exactly. And this is coming from an Indiana 6. Like, I'm not much better off than this guy.
Oh, that shit's close. Steven, we better wrap this up. There's a storm, and that I just saw that lightning. And hold
shit.
on, I have an app on my phone, 2.1 miles northeast from my location. Lightning strike.
Then in that case, final thoughts on Sergeant Kabuki. I feel like we're organically kind of wrapping up the conversation on the film, but final thoughts on this movie.
Let me see my notes. Okay, yeah, I talked about that. That'll come on during the rating. I thought the screaming woman ruined the chase scene for me because I really liked the chase scene outside of that woman who would not fucking shut up that was in the car with them.
Yeah.
That was really annoying.
It was annoying, but there's the initial reveal of that woman in the car did make me laugh. And then
that's why go ahead.
No, they kept cutting back, and the more they cut back, the less funny it got.
Yes, exactly. That's why when Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber does the most annoying sound in the world, he only does it for a few seconds. Because it's only funny for a few seconds to be that irritating.
Yes.
If you go any further 100%. Than that, you just actually become just irritating.
Correct.
And that was that woman. And I think that's it. I think that's all I had in my notes. Rape is hilarious. Child death is hilarious. Chapsticks.
And I do want to amend something I said earlier. The 3 girls who have who are in this movie, both the 2 children murdered at the top and the girl at the birthday party, are all Lloyd Kaufman's daughters. And the wine mom in the birthday party scene is his wife, and they are still married to this day.
Yo, did you hear that though? Because on I can see on my waveform that the microphone picked up that.
I heard the previous one. I didn't hear this last one.
Holy crap, that's close, dude.
Tucker, I'm gonna give you the call. Do you want to do the Japanese release date, or do you want to do the World Fest Houston release date of Sergeant Kabukiman N.Y.P.D?
Whichever one has more interesting numbers. Or even has numbers.
I mean, they both have numbers. Sergeant Kabukiman is not going to appear on any of these lists because I cannot find any information on any box office site. Its theatrical releases were so limited they don't even register on either the numbers or Box Office Mojo. I'm going to do the American. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I would say this is only something that would be like, and this is 89, 90. This came out 89,
90.
90. Okay. This was like drive-ins weren't doing great at that time. And that's where normally you would get your exploitation films. Right. Like even porn theaters where you might see maybe some Troma films aren't even really a thing by 1990 unless you're like in New York City or something.
Right. Or Chicago or Los Angeles
or an interstate truck stop. But I don't know, like, where is this? Who's playing this? What theaters are playing this? Even on a limited release, this isn't going to art house theaters.
No, God, no. And I think this was something like apparently Kaufman would like screen this at festivals constantly. It did not get a proper limited theatrical release until 1996.
Jeez.
And again, it was made in 90. It has its premiere at the Tokyo International Fantastic Film Festival in 1990. It has apparently a very limited release on January 1st of 1991. And then it's Houston. It premieres in Japan March 2nd, 91. That's when it releases in Japan. And then in the United States at World Fest Houston, again, touring it around to festivals on April 20th, 91. I'm going to do the April one just because I think it's got the slightly better box office, fun stuff to discuss. So at number one on the weekend of April 20th, 1991. In its fourth weekend of release, we have a little film holding steady at number one. Huge hit for New Line Cinemas, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Can I tell you something about that, Steven? Just real quick.
You can.
A little tiny, teeny, tiny thing because we're never going to cover it because it's
you're the one
so
having a
many
thunderstorm.
sequels.
Right.
So the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie I saw at, do you remember the Eastgate Mall, Steven?
Vaguely.
Shadeland in Washington.
Yep.
Eastgate Mall there. There was a General Cinemas there. Do you remember General Cinemas, Steven?
I do not know.
Holy fuck. Okay, there was a General Cinemas there. Logo was purple and gray. I don't know if you saw the logo, you might know it. But it was a parking lot theater in a small parking lot. It was only a 2-screen theater. And it was in the Eastgate parking lot. And my sister called in to WENS.
I remember WENS, yes.
97.1, soft rock, fucking capital of the world. Like when they play
Egan
Waterfalls,
in the afternoons, 100%.
When they play Waterfalls, it's not the version with the rap. That's for sure.
Yes, of course. Right.
That's for fucking sure. But anyway, WENS, which is still around, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I don't doubt it.
One of the few stations.
I do know that logo. Yeah.
One of the few stations outside of WIBC that still exists at the same place on the dial with the same call letters and the same format.
Right.
Like that's like the only two in town. I don't think even X103 exists anymore. Like that's kind of wild.
No, probably not.
But anyway, my sister called into WENS, and I don't remember if she had to be a certain number caller or if she had to answer trivia or something. But she won us tickets to see the Ninja Turtles movie.
Hell yeah.
At the General Cinemas in the Shadeland parking lot, or in the Shadeland parking lot, in the fucking Eastgate parking lot. Boy, your boy got to. I was so excited for that movie because I was, like every other boy and some girls at the time, just way into Turtles. Turtles was everything in 1990.
We were the right age.
I was 8 years old, Steven. I was prime Ninja Turtle meat. Like just I put me in the grinder, man. There I am.
I had
the
action figures. I watched the cartoon. Like I was the only thing I didn't do was read the comics because those were a little above and my parents just didn't like me reading comics.
No, you had to read the Archie ones because those were the ones that were the kid friendly ones based on the cartoon.
Correct, and I did.
You didn't want the Mirage shit. They kept the Mirage shit. It wasn't Troma movie dark, but like it was
dark enough. Yeah,
it was more PG-13 soft R. Whereas like the Archie comics were a solid G.
Yeah, I'll buy it. Coming out number 2, holding the first 3 movies, all holding steady at their level. At number 2, Pretty Woman. Which has been out for 5 weeks and has earned $71.7 million. And in third place, my favorite movie of this franchise. It's been out for 8 weeks. It's earned almost $100 million. The Hunt for Red October. Tucker.
That's a boat movie.
That movie fucking rules. I love The Hunt for Red October. God, that movie is awesome.
Are you going to force me to watch it? Because I'd love to see it, but the only way I'm ever going to watch it is if you force me to watch it.
I'm going to force you to watch it.
Okay, I'm into it. I'm down.
Right on. It's one of those I would love to cover for this podcast, but James Earl Jones is in the first 3 of those playing the same character.
Oh, fuck.
That's enough of a continuity to keep us from watching it.
Do you think that we should do every year? Because I get, 4 straight ups a year, usually?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do.
Runs out. What if a specific month, and we'll decide this later, it's a straight up but it's like you or Brett. Who
I'm up
picks
to
the
doing that.
movie?
I would want to do that as a Patreon thing. I want to make that a little
Okay.
special.
Straight up Knights.
Straight up Knights. There we go. And Knights
And
spelled
it,
Nights.
no, Knights. It's
No,
because it's
how
either
about
you or Brett.
Knites?
KNI. Okay, it's just
Let's
silly
split the
enough to work,
difference.
Steven.
Let's split the difference. Yes.
Inspired by this movie, Steven, it's just stupid enough that we should try it.
Absolutely. New Patreon
And
show coming, question mark.
And whatever our first instincts are, just go with that because we don't have
There it
time
is.
to do anything else.
Fuck no. We barely have time to record this show. Are you kidding me? Let alone Patreon content. Fuck.
Right.
At number 4 from Orion Pictures, a movie apparently starring Fred Ward, Alec Baldwin, and Jennifer Jason Leigh. I've never heard of it before. Opening new this week in 832 theaters to $3 million, on its way to 9. Miami Blues is the name of the film.
Oh yeah, I've never seen it, but I was.
In number 5, down from number 4 the week before. Speaking of the film, the forbidden film, it's Ernest Goes to Jail.
Hey, that's a good one.
One of my favorite of the Ernest films, to be real honest.
I don't think it's the best Ernest film, but I think it is the best at showing Jim Varney's range.
It's Jim Varney's best Ernest film, for sure.
I am terrified of the bad guy. Still, I've watched it recently, and I am still terrified of that fucking man.
Shit.
Yes.
And I love Auntie Nelda's appearance in that one. Is fucking is my favorite Auntie Nelda appearance too. So
anytime we can get any of the other characters in there from the TV show and the commercials, like yes, please.
100%.
It is too bad that we only ever get the characters played by Ernest, because I do like some of the other actors that are in the show that don't return for any of the films, and I do.
They do. Gaylord Sartain's in a lot of those, though. And
he's in most of them. Yeah,
I fucking love that guy. That guy's may he rest in peace. I think he passed away recently. And there is a Gaylord Sartain movie that is on our list that we will cover. So I will try to get it on before the end of the year, but I don't know if that's going to work or not. It's the Abbott, or no, it's the Laurel and Hardy when they tried to reboot Laurel and Hardy with him and Bronson Pinchot.
Yes.
It's called For Love and Mummy, I think. It's like the new adventures of Laurel and Hardy and For Love and Mummy, I think is what it's called.
I would be very interested to see that. Put that on sooner than later if you can.
I will. We can look at the schedule after we're done recording, which will be soon because we're wrapping. We're nearing toward the wrap up times.
We're so wrapping it up, dude. I can't believe how much we're wrapping it up right now.
In 6, we've got The First Power. Don't ask. 7, Crazy People. Don't ask. 8, the previous year's Oscar winner, Driving Miss Daisy. In 9th place, I Love You to Death. I don't know. And in 10th place, opening this week, something called Lisa. I don't know. So there we go. A forgettable, but in number 11, Tucker Glory, the movie for which Denzel Washington won his first Oscar.
Oh, I like that movie.
It's good.
That's a good dad movie.
I will tell you, there is no tomatometer score for Sergeant Kabukiman N.Y.P.D. because it only has 3 reviews, and it looks like at least 2 of them are fresh, weirdly. But the audience score is a 58%. The popcorn meter. Popcornmeter is 58%. This movie also does not have any kind of appearance on Metacritic. Not enough reviews to even register on Metacritic. But Tucker, I have a very serious question for you. What do you think the Letterboxd score is for Sergeant Kabukiman N.Y.P.D?
Oh, fuck. This is a tricky one.
This is a very tricky one.
This is a tricky one. It could go one of 2 ways.
You're going to have to thread this needle very carefully.
Fuck. This one is between... Fuck a duck. Between a 2.3 and a 2.8.
You're so close, but you're a little short. It's a 3.0.
Oh, fuck off.
I'm just telling you what I'm seeing right here in front of me, Tucker.
No,
Don't shoot the messenger,
I'm
man.
not shooting the messenger. I'm just reacting to this news. I'm not telling you to fuck off. I'm telling
You're telling
Letterboxd
Letterboxd to fuck
right
off.
the fuck off, please, forever. Thank you for banning my account for some reason. I didn't even do it. I had never done anything on that account, so I'm not sure how it got banned.
Oh, that sucks.
Like, I just liked some stuff, never made any comments, never left any reviews, but somehow my account got banned and I can't get on it anymore. So whatever.
There are 16 fans of this film on Letterboxd. The highest, I mean, there are a couple of 5-star ratings. Let me read a 5-star review. Sergeant Kabukiman was about to win all the Oscars in 1991, but he is so thoughtful that he left them to Kevin Costner.
Of course it's a meme. It's a joke. It's not a real review. It's a joke. That's how it fucks the numbers. That's how you fuck your numbers when people don't give serious reviews. When people are just making fucking jokes.
Here's a 4.5-star review. Something about Sergeant Kabukiman scratches just the right itch for me and makes it easily one of my favorite Troma movies. It's a great one for introducing people to Troma, being relatively light on their usual shock factor, no incest or cannibalism to be had here. Mm-hmm. That being said, it's still a riotously enjoyable film that delivers in terms of gore and laughs, with Troma putting that Namco funding to good use. Some criticize its tone, which at times feels like a children's movie and other times feels more like your typical Troma fare. But I feel like this blend creates a perfect sense of earnestness despite the bizarre premise. There are racist jokes to be had, but it never feels like hate speech. There's no squinty eye jokes or mocking of accents. It's more just like lull, sushi, and chopsticks. Give this one a chance and bust out the popcorn. That review from Cameron.
Now, I don't agree with anything this person said, but that's a movie review. That's a real movie review. That's somebody's opinion. Like, that's not somebody just trying to make jokes fucking with the rating.
The first review was Kirk33.
Fuck a Kirk33.
Who did like this film. There is a heart next to it. So there is something, there's a part of me that suggests that maybe Kirk33 did like this film.
You can't trust him. He's writing joke reviews. You can't trust anything this man does. No integrity, this guy.
I'll write an occasional joke review. Like my review for the Alain Delon film Purple Noon is, God, has anyone ever looked as hot as Alain Delon?
No, Steven. See, that's the thing, Steven, is we need a website that is specifically for joke reviews. Because as much as I love and appreciate joke reviews, they have no business in the same space as real reviews, because all they do is all they do is fuck up the numbers and piss off people who are looking for actual insights and thoughts and opinions about a film.
I feel like people can give I give my honest opinion, but sometimes the review itself's a joke.
Let's make a business venture here and make our own Letterboxd, but it's just for the meme reviews, just for the jokes. We'll call it
memereviews.com.
Maybe, but also, that's probably the best. Memereviews.com, yeah. And then maybe we could,
even though it's an app, we'll just call it memereviews.com.
Memereviews.com, the app.
Yeah, memereviews.com : the app.
Yeah.
There it is.
Revenge. Yes.
Revenge of the app.
Yes. But no, I really, somebody needs to make a place for meme reviews because they are funny. They're funny. A lot of them are really clever and funny, but I can't enjoy them because they're just fucking up what movie review sites and rating sites are supposed to function as. They're just fucking it up. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Love meme reviews. They need somewhere else for them to go. They need to go somewhere else where they their own little field where they can frolic all together. It really sounds like I just want to segregate the meme reviews. Now I seem racist against meme reviews. Fuck, let's wrap this up, Steven. I don't even know what we're doing anymore.
I don't think meme reviews are a race, but point taken.
If they were.
Anyway.
That's some dangerous rhetoric right there, Steve.
This has been our episode on a long-awaited episode on Sergeant Kabukiman N.Y.P.D. Long-awaited for me, anyway, if not for anyone else. And you know what? I had fun watching this movie, and I had fun recording this episode. This was a good time.
Dude, yeah. I had fun doing this episode. I do always hate watching this movie.
You do.
But because I have complained because I knew that I hate this movie. I knew that I hated this movie when I saw it, and I know how much I've outgrown this kind of stuff. So I knew I
Right.
was going to hate it just that much more, which is a lot more. But I will always have a lot to say about this movie. So I was not psyched for the movie, but I was psyched to record the episode, and I think it went well.
I think it did too. And if you want to hear us have more conversations just like this, you can head over to patreon.com/disenfranchpod, where for free you can get these episodes, but you can join the official conversation of the Disenfranchised podcast by dropping comments under the episodes as they release. And Tucker and I do tend to respond to those comments. Or for $5 a month, you can also get access to our vast catalog of additional content, including but not limited to episodes of shows like Disenfranchised, where we count down top 5 lists. Shows like Unenfranchised, where we talk about movies that killed long-running franchises, or even Disenfranchised at the Movies, which is everything from doing live commentaries of either films or trailers, or movie reviews for films in theaters. And most recently, the film Apprentice, which Tucker did with our friend Evan Wilson, or the review that Tucker and I did 3 years ago on Weird: the Al Yankovic movie.
And to be clear, not a lot of this stuff is very recent, but in the early years, we did have a lot of time to record some shit, and it is all pretty timeless, and there's literally weeks of it. Like, you could listen, if you paid $5 a month for our Patreon, the content that is there is such that it would take you weeks, maybe even months, depending on your schedule, to go through all of it.
We got a lot of stuff there, and it's good shit. So, because we're doing it. So,
Yeah.
patreon.com/disenfranchpod. You can join at either the free or $5 level. We appreciate if you can do either. And we've got a lot of fans at both levels. So thank you to those people. We love you dearly. You can also find us on Bluesky, Letterboxd, and YouTube at disenfranchpod. There it is. Oh, you know what? We did not do, Tucker. We did not give our own ratings for Sergeant Kabukiman N.Y.P.D. I'm giving it a 1.5. What about you?
It is a 1 from me, and that's 1 star. Or I'm sorry, half a star for the stunts and the effects, and another half star for all the stuff that all the accidents I laughed at. The only stuff that was actually funny in this movie was stuff that they didn't mean to be funny. And there was maybe 2 or 3 instances where I was like, wow, that's really incompetent. And it wasn't even a joke. And I would just think just the incompetence of it all was just chuckle worthy. And so those few times I enjoyed myself despite the movie just actively sucking hard. So that's a 1 star from me.
All right.
I respect you, Sergeant Kabukiman, but I fucking hate you.
Fair enough. There it is. And I'm trying to think of anything else that we, as a podcast. No, I think that's it. So I'm your host, Stephen Foxworthy. You can find me on, at this point, Letterboxd and Bluesky, and only Letterboxd and Bluesky at Chewy Walrus. Don't find Brett on social media. He doesn't like it when you do that. Stop it now. Tucker, where can we find you?
Wait, Steven, do you still sign into your Instagram though? Because like I send you reels and stuff.
I sign in. I don't really engage with any of that shit.
You get my reels though.
I get them. I don't always watch them.
Okay, no, that's fine. I'm the kind of person who I'll let reels stack up. Like Jimmy will send me reels for a week, and then like eventually I'll just get to all of them at once, and I'll just take 5 minutes and like react to all of them, and then be done until he starts sending me more an hour later, and then I wait another week, and then I
have so many from past and future guests of the podcast, Phil Smith, like stacked up on Instagram right now. Like I'm afraid to open that chat thread.
That's got to be a long poop. Like you have to know you're getting in for a long poop before you watch all those reels.
That's one of those like food poisoning.
Yes. Yes. You're like, tasks. I know I'm going to be sick. Let's finally watch these reels.
Right. Brett got to a point where I had sent him over 100 different TikToks before he checked his thread, and he like messaged me. He's like, "Well, we've done it over 100." I was like, "Good for you. I knew you could do it." And I don't even know if he watched them all. I really don't. But I gave him his own little personalized, curated FYP
It's a
page.
curated feed. That's the thing.
That's
why
it.
I like to do. That's why I like to wait, because like in a week, Jimmy will send me like 10 to 20 things.
There are so many times, Tucker, where I'm like, oh, Tucker would love this TikTok. And then I remember you don't do TikTok. And I'm like, oh, Tucker will never see this. That's a bummer.
Well, it'll get to Instagram.
But maybe not. Maybe it won't. Who knows?
And it won't come from you because you don't do that kind of shit on Instagram.
Correct.
But no, that's why I like kind of delaying it. Like when I get a bunch of reels from somebody, I'll wait about a week just because it's fun to kind of, instead of doom scrolling, just like have a curated list of like somebody thought of you when they saw this. So it's probably something you're at least going to be a little interested in.
Yeah.
So it's better than just like scrolling through like 90% shit you don't give a fuck about for the 10% you do.
Right.
Which is what I'm normally doing, whether I want to be or not, because it's an uncontrollable habit that scares me to death. Anyway, you can find me on Instagram and YouTube at Ice909. That's ICENINE, the number 0 and the number 9. Also, Tuck Mugs still exists. Tuck_mugs. Got some plans. I just honestly, you guys, I just keep, the only time I think about it is when I'm plugging it on the podcast, and then I just forget about it. And like every week I'm like, oh shit, yeah, Tuck Mugs. I'll do something this week. I've got stuff in my back pocket. I have posts ready to go. Probably, maybe a couple weeks worth. Mm-hmm. But I just never think of it. I never think of it outside of when I plug it on here. So subscribe to Tuck Mugs on Instagram, Tuck_mugs, and be there the moment I realize that it still exists and actually post something there.
Because that'll be fun. Oh, I should also mention, because I didn't, my other podcast, Wells University, with friend of the show, Hope Stough. We just recorded our episode with friend of Disenfranchised, past and future guest Samuel Dumas.
Steven.
On the short, Wells' first film, The Hearts of Age. Yeah, he came and joined us there.
Steven, Sammy's face when he realized I wasn't staying.
I know. He was crestfallen.
I wanted to stay just because I'm like, oh, Sammy, I'll stay. But I couldn't. I had stuff to do. Like I wanted to, but I had stuff to do. He was so deflated. I was like, no, it's okay, man. I'm just here to check the levels. Yeah.
But yeah, that's our episode. Yeah. Tucker, I think we did it. That's our episode on Sergeant Kabukiman N.Y.P.D. We fucking did it, man.
I had a good time. I'm glad you forced me to watch this movie, and I hope I never watch it again.
I hope both of I'm glad that we had this conversation. I'm glad that I was finally able to engage with this film, and most of all, I'm glad that we got a chance to talk about it.
For sure, it was a good conversation. I quite enjoyed.
So yeah, that is our episode for the absent Brett Wright, who would be so fucking furious at this movie.
So mad.
But the very present Tucker, who's not as furious but still hated it, and me, your host, Stephen Foxworthy. This has been the Disenfranchised Podcast, and until next time, we remain depressed, confused, and turning Japanese.
It's weird because my sister also won a vinyl copy of Stormfront by Billy Joel from WENS. It's like she had a proclivity for it.
That's awesome. I won a couple things but it was the Christian station, so your mileage may vary.
Yeah, your Michael W. Smith records don't count.
No. I almost won tickets to a Michael W. Smith concert. I was like, they wanted like caller 98, and I was caller 97. I was like right
there, dude. And they told you too. They were like, "Hey, you're a caller. Hey, you're caller 97."
Well, it was literally they would just answer the phone and go, "Caller 1, caller 2, caller 3, caller 4." So I was like caller 1, and then I kept trying to call back, and then I was caller 97, and it was like caller 97, and then they hung up. Like so, they were like gearing up to hit caller 98. And I was like, "Oh,
caller 97." It's my shock jock voice. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you clearly didn't listen to the Christian stations because they were too full of God's love to be shock jocks.